Simply having the desire to achieve certain results in your college career or in life is just not enough to make it so. If that were the case, everyone would be living the life of their dreams. Of course, that is simply not true. But what is true is that we all want certain things for ourselves, our families, and our friends. Unfortunately, there are always challenges, roadblocks, unforeseen circumstances, and many other obstacles that prevent this from happening. It doesn't matter if you are a college student, a working parent, or a business professional. So what is the solution? This video will cover the reasons why this happens, as well as provide you with the 8 secrets to creating your success and success affirmations that will guide you and provide you with the proper mindset for achieving your deepest desires.
We've all at one time or another, I'm sure, asked ourselves, I really want this to happen, but why isn't this happening to me? Why I seem to be doing all the right things. This is probably one of the most common questions that people who are striving for certain results are asking of themselves, right? We set goals, work hard at them for a certain period of time, yet for some reason, we're not really sure what it is, we're unable to achieve that desired outcome. Well, why is that? Well, geez, that'd be great if we knew what it was, right? Well, there's 4 main reasons why this can occur, in my opinion. The first is that most people focus on the things that bother them, or they focus on the things that they don't want, right? So what happens is more of that is brought to them. Okay, as a simple example, let's say you're having a problem with the car, you bring it into the mechanic, and they're able to fix the car, but it's an unexpectedly high repair bill for the car. Well, you've got to pay for it, and you need your car to go to work, go to school, go to drive the kids around, go to the store, whatever. You got to have the car. Well, so you pay the bill, but that puts a serious crunch on your finances, maybe for the rest of that month or into the next month, right? So it's very, very difficult for us to stop focusing on that because of the impact that it has in our life, right? So that simple little example, I think, maybe even giving somebody an aha moment out there going, wow, yeah, that's what happens. And of course it's what happens because it's life. Life is always going to throw us curveballs. But our ability to bounce back from that curveball is the real difference between somebody that can continually move forward and identifying those negative emotions and begin to replace them with the positive ones. Well, yeah, okay, so I had a bad car, a big repair bill on my car, but my car's been paid off for the last 2 years, and so I haven't had a car payment. So really, this is not a bad thing. It just, it's a car payment that I haven't had in a long time, and it's still well worth having the thing fixed and buying a whole brand new car and having that car payment all over again with another, $300 per month bill. Instead, I had to pay $500 a month, $500 today to maybe fix the car, but that really is less than what 2 car payments were 2 years ago before the car was paid off, right? So you have to change your perspective, flip it around. Yeah, it stinks right now, but the bottom line is it's still better than maybe where you were by having a bigger monthly bill every month. Okay, and you also can look at it from another perspective. You can also look at it and say, well, you know what? Yeah, I needed the car fixed though, because that's going to allow me to do whatever else that's going to help me get to my goals. It's going to help me go to my job and keep making money. Or it's going to help me go, here and go shopping to get food. And it's going to allow me to the freedom to move around and go to the places that I need to go, in my life. Right? So a lot of it is really wrapped around our perspective of the situation. As I said, you can look at the glass half empty or half full. You can look at the car repair as a horrible thing, or you can look at it as a not so horrible thing. Okay, for those of you that have cars that are paid off, once in a while it's probably because the car's a little bit older, and once in a while you're going to get smacked with a repair bill. But you know what? So what? You pay the bill, and now you still don't have that monthly car payment for a while. You still get to enjoy the fact that the car's paid off. So that's a good thing. So try and change the perspective that you're looking at the negative issue with, and by doing so, it'll help you get back into a positive frame of mind much more quickly. Yeah, it's still going to stink. It still means that you still might have some tight weeks or a month or two ahead of you. But you know what? Once you've identified that, it's a lot easier to deal with. It's a lot easier to cope with. And so, please keep that in mind when things come up that, like I said, when life throws you that curveball. Okay, so don't give that more attention and focus, because by giving it more attention and focus, you're invoking negative emotions, and then what ends up happening is the cycle ends up continuing and becoming that continually negative self-fulfilling prophecy of, why aren't things going my way? Right? Because we're giving it more attention, because something bad happened, and something bad happened, it made me feel bad, and by feeling bad it's causing other things, and it's really hard to get out of that vicious cycle. So that's one reason, okay, is that people focus on the things that are bothering them or that they don't want. Now, the second one is that whatever you believe will guide you. And so if you have self-limiting beliefs, or you don't really believe that you're going to be able to achieve your desired outcome, again, whatever it is, losing weight, buying a car, a house, whatever, that is going to cause your self-limiting beliefs to be the hindrance that's holding you back from achieving whatever it is that you want. As I said, what ends up happening is the doubt creeps in. We don't fully believe it. We're not in a positive spiritual state, right? We don't believe that things can happen. A lot of times it's faith, right? It's faith. Whether you're a religious person or not, ultimately, if you have faith in something or someone, right, we have to believe in it. And if you don't fully believe in it, there's always going to be that little bit of a doubt that's going to be nagging at us. And so it doesn't allow us to completely let go and allow things to happen. As I said, that's the last step in the law of attraction, right, is letting go. Well, if we don't fully believe that something's possible, we cannot let go and believe in it, and therefore it's not going to happen either at all, or it's not going to happen as quickly as it could because we're putting the brakes on it. So you can't put the brakes on. You've got to believe in it and get rid of those self-limiting beliefs. Now, the third is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the seat of habit, right? It's what is conditioned over time from the time we're born. Our subconscious mind is conditioned, okay? The beautiful part about us as human beings is that we have the power to condition the subconscious mind ourselves. And it only takes, on average, 21 committed days, I should have put committed in there, 21 committed days using affirmations. If we have negative habits, it is possible to reprogram ourselves using positive self-talk in the form of affirmations. You should be using affirmations every day in whatever aspect of your life you're trying to change. If you're not, you are really limiting your success. So I strongly recommend, if you have not written at least a few affirmations out, positive affirmations. I'm going to have some examples at the end of this for you to kind of jumpstart and get the juices flowing. If you have not come up with at least a few affirmations on a few areas of your life that you're looking to improve upon, whether it's health, finances, etc., you need to do this, and you need to do it consistently. Don't do it for a day or two and then stop for a day or two and then do it for a day and stop for a day. No. If you skip a day, you got to start all over again. You got to do it every day and at least twice a day. Read it in the morning, read it at night, more if you can throughout the day, because the more you do it, the better it's going to sink in and the more quickly results are going to happen. But if you do this and read and really feel that it is absolutely positive that this is going to occur, and you do it with conviction and emotion, and you feel as if it is impossible not to happen, and you do that several times a day over the course of 21 days or so, give it a month, you will see things that are holding you back just dissolve. Doors will begin to open and opportunities will present themselves, and you're going to feel like it's magic, and you're going to want to know how this is possible. Well, it's possible because you're reprogramming yourself at a subconscious level, and what ends up happening is you begin doing things that will move you in the direction of your goals that you are not even aware of because they're happening at a subconscious level, and that is really, really powerful. Wouldn't you rather that than having you be drawn in the opposite direction because of negative habits that you may not even be aware of? Absolutely. Absolutely. We all want to be able to have ourselves move towards the realization of any of our goals on both a conscious as well as a subconscious level, because it's going to come about that much more quickly. And the only way we can do that is by reprogramming ourselves. And as I said, we are the only beings on this planet that can reprogram our subconscious. We can do it if we just commit to it. So commit to it. You start with one. You don't got to start with 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Just start with one and watch what happens every day for at least 21 days. The fourth thing here is something that is I see happen all the time. I talk to people. It blows my mind. But this is what many people do. And what they do is they live life looking at the past through a rear view mirror instead of looking into the future with a telescope. Okay? You can't change the past. Stop looking there. It's over. It's done. It's completed. You can't change it. It's done. What you can change is what happens, is what you do today to change where you're going to be tomorrow. So you've got to look to the future through the looking glass, right? You've got to look at it through a telescope and see where you're going to be all the way down there when you achieve that goal. So you got to focus on where you want to go, as I said, not from where you came from or even where you are right now. So take this to heart and don't be discouraged if you don't see results happening right away. Know that by creating positive affirmations, by looking at the future, by focusing on what that end result is going to be, and knowing why you're doing it, you cannot help but achieve it. You can't. Okay, now we're going to crank through the 8 secrets to creating your success. Okay, all these other things are great. Here's a quick little list of 8 things here. The first is to take responsibility for ourselves. We cannot blame other people, right? It's easy to do. It's easy to say, well, it's not my fault. I didn't ask to be fired. I didn't ask to get into the car accident. I didn't ask to pack on these 20 or 30 or 40 extra pounds. We have to take responsibility because ultimately it's the decisions that we have made in the past that have brought us to where we are today, wherever that today is for each one of us individually. We have to take responsibility. You cannot blame others. We are responsible. So take that responsibility. Okay? And then secondly, we've got to get into action because action equals income. And inaction does not. You're not going to get, and nothing's going to happen unless we start moving and doing whatever it's going to take to get us to where we want to go. So get into action. Make sure you have your action steps. Make sure you have your plan and your goal and you know what you intend to do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Number 3, stay the course. Don't fade out after your initial excitement begins to wane. You might get all jacked up after listening to a program or attending a conference or reading a book or listening to a webinar, okay? But, when it's over, it's easy to have the excitement level sort of, kind of taper off or drop off, right? It's easy when you're talking to people or you're listening to something that's getting you, fired up and, you feeling really good about what it is it wants to basically what you want to do. You have good intentions, right? It's like, yep, I'm going to do this. This is how it's going to be. I can do this. And of course, you can do this. But when those curveballs and life gets in the way, you have to be able to sit back and say, this is okay. It's a temporary bump in the road. I'm going to stay my course. I know where I'm going. I'm on the road. Here's where I'm headed. I'm going from point A to point B. And I know there's going to be things along the way that are going to maybe take me sidetracked. I'm going to have to pull off once in a while and deal with some things. But as long as I get right back on the road and I've got my map that tells me where I'm going, you will be able to stay the course and achieve that goal. And by reprogramming ourselves, it's going to happen even faster. And that's where we have to come to number 4 and work on our personal development. And intentions and statements of affirmation are a key component to this. And as I said, if you're not using them, you're missing out. Number 5 is that in order to keep what we achieve, we've got to give it away. What do I mean by that? Well, you can't have a receiver without a giver, right? We got the holidays coming up. You can't have somebody give a gift and not have somebody receive a gift. Okay, so pay it forward. Teach others what you learn, right? If there is something that you can do to help somebody else, do it. Pay it forward. Take your experiences and the knowledge that you've gained and share it with other people. I'm a voracious reader. I read a ridiculous amount of information on a daily basis. A lot of information because I was growing up a reader. My mother is a librarian. She's retired now, but she was a librarian for many years. So my summer reading was, my mom came over from the library with a stack of books, and there's your summer reading, and there's 30 books there. I probably had them all read within the first 5 or 6 weeks because I read. I didn't watch TV. I read. And reading is the key to helping us really learn what we need to do. If you don't know something, that's what the internet's for, man. Go Google it. Figure it out. There are so many things that I do that I'm not afraid to tackle because I'll go online, I'll search it out, and I'll figure it out. I replaced the throttle cable on my son's dirt bike the other day. I didn't know how to do it. I ordered the throttle cable. I went online. I found a video that showed me how to do it. I went down and I did it, and it works. But so many people are afraid to do that. They're afraid, oh my God, I might break something. I don't know what to do. I'm not just going to do that. Well, you know how much money I save by buying a $10 throttle cable myself and not taking it to some place to go do it? Okay, and that's just one little example. So don't be afraid to learn. And when you do learn something, share it with other people. And when you share and you teach, guess what happens? You learn it that much better. I'm a martial arts master. I teach. Every day that I teach, I learn that technique that much better because I'm showing someone else how to do it. So by showing somebody else how to do it, I in turn am ingraining it even more deeply into my own skill set. So pay it forward and teach others. Sixth one here, detach yourself from other people's problems. Okay? It's sometimes very difficult to get caught up emotionally, but we've got to detach ourselves from other people's problems. Look, everybody's got problems. You got problems, I got problems, they got problems, everybody's got problems, right? But we can't get too emotionally involved in other people's problems. You can't also get too emotionally involved in your own problems. And please, don't dump your problems on your friends. Now, you should have, obviously there's some close friends that, you can talk to if you've got a problem. But it seems like everybody today, if they have a problem, they got to let everybody know about it. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what happened to me. It's a horrible thing. I got to tell you. I don't want to know. Keep it to yourself, man. I got my own things I got to deal with. I don't want to hear it from you. I'm a good friend. If a good friend, says to me, oh man, I got to tell you something that's happened to me. It's like, okay, I'm going to be a good friend. I'm going to listen. Okay, but just don't go around dumping on other people. And when other people start dumping on you, say, you know what, man? You take a look at your watch or your cell phone where the time is. You say, oh wow, look at the time, man. I'd love to listen to you, but I got an appointment. I got to run, man. I'll talk to you later. Good luck with that. Go. Okay? Don't be rude, but don't get caught up in the negativity and people just whatever it is. We've got better things to do, right? We've all got better things to do. Number 7, learn how to effectively communicate. Okay, if you're not a good communicator, learn. And the best book for that is reading How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's an amazing book that will teach you some things that you will open your eyes. It's a mind-blowing book. It really, really is. I highly recommend it. I've read it. It's awesome. Awesome book. And of course, the last one, this is one of my favorites, take time out to play. You have to take time out to play, to smell the roses, to enjoy life, the little things. Okay? Enjoy life, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family. The other day we had a new member to the family here, a little kitty cat. We had 2 cats. Our last one passed away in June. My wife was really bumming. We had been talking about it. Oh, she made the mistake of going to the pet store and seeing one the other day, and then, of course, she took me there the other day, and I knew once I was going to the pet store, I was probably coming back with a little kitten, and we did, and he's an awesome little cat. But you know what? What did I do today? I hung out with him for 15 minutes and did nothing but just play with the little guy for a little while and forgot about everything else and just played. And then I went back to work, and I was refreshed and just revigorated and energized and ready to go. So take the time out to, that's why exercise is important. When you mentally are exhausted, go do something physical. And when you're physically exhausted, go do something mental. And if you have that sort of balance in your life, it's going to allow you to operate at peak performance on, anything that you put your mind to. Okay, I really think that it's a huge secret, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that. They get caught up in work, and and they neglect their exercising and their working out and their playtime. And playtime doesn't have to involve a penny. It doesn't mean you got to go on vacation. It just means going out and taking your dog for a walk, or playing with a cat, or going for a bike ride with your kids. Right? I mean, these are things that don't cost a dime that we can all do that helps us really enjoy life, because that's what life is all about. I think life is meant to be enjoyed. Unfortunately, it goes by so fast. A lot of us tend to not enjoy it. And the older I get, the more I realize that. And I realize how important it is to be able to just, stop and relax sometimes. Gotta love my wife. She's always telling me, Pete, come on, you need to take a break. And you know what? Sometimes I say, oh, but I gotta get this done. And then other times I say, you know what? All right, fine, let's go. So do that. Take that time out. Now, I'm going to finish up with some samples here, some success affirmations and some quotes here. I'm going to start with some affirmations. And these are some examples. Obviously, you can create your own. These are, by no means the only ones out there. You Google online, you can find, there's a million of them. You can get even more ideas. But I went online. I actually found a few of these. Some of them I just made up. And they're, this is all you got to do. So first one, I am so happy and thankful that I am debt-free and earning $25,000 per month. You can put your own number in there, right? But you've got to say that with conviction, with emotion, and you got to believe it. Because if you don't say it, if you say, oh, I'm so happy and thankful I'm debt-free and I'm earning $25,000 a month, it's not going to work. Okay? You've got to say that, man, I am so happy and thankful that I am debt-free and I'm earning $25,000 per month. It feels awesome. Now, that's a huge difference, those two statements right there. Huge difference, right? You've got to inject your emotion and your belief and with every ounce of your being and do that on a daily basis. And man, will things just unbelievably blow your mind. Next one, I attract success and prosperity from every direction in every area of my life. It's another really good one. Or the next, I am a success magnet and I attract success in whatever I choose to do. Or I deserve to have and enjoy prosperity and affluence in my life. And the last one, example here, I will persist until I succeed, and every day, in every way, I get better and better. Okay, so there's two different ways you can read these. Okay, you got to do it in a way that really makes you just feel empowered. Okay, you've got to do it. And if you don't have to have anybody around when you do this. You can do this in the bathroom when you're getting ready in the morning, in front of the mirror, when you're doing your hair. I mean, you put a little thing up on top of the mirror and remind yourself every day you're getting ready, bam, say it a couple of times, right? Start your day that way. And woo, you're going to feel really good about the day when you're going. Hey, might be some things that, knock you for a loop, but, keep it with you in your wallet, in your purse, in your car, in the visor. You stop at a red light, flip the visor down, read it again when you're just sitting there. Right? Before you go to bed at night, there it is on the mirror again. You read it while after you're done brushing your teeth, before you hit the bed. So these are simple things that we can do. So create your own affirmations carefully so that they are clear and they're precise and they will work. And then I'm going to finish up with some of these really cool success quotes that I found online. And the first one here is from Yogi Berra, right? Famous baseball player. If you don't know what you want, you ain't gonna get it. And how simple yet how true is that statement, right? We can't ever get something that we don't know what we want, right? We got to know it. And then Teddy Roosevelt, it is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. That's a crime. If we've never tried, you've got to at least try, right? Next one, General George Patton. I don't measure a man's success by how high he climbs, but by how high he bounces when he hits bottom. I read that and I went, wow, that's a pretty incredible statement, because we all will have failures, but it's the ones that get back up and bounce back up and keep moving forward that are the ones that ultimately achieve their success. And, coming from him, that's awesome. Napoleon Hill, right? Think and Grow Rich. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. And how true is that? We have to be patient. It doesn't happen overnight, right? And we've got to persist. We cannot let things stop us. We've got to just persist through the obstacles. And perspiration, hard work. If it was easy, everybody'd be successful. Everybody'd be a millionaire, and nobody'd have to work, and we'd all be, sitting on a beach and or, bathing suits, getting a suntan, or doing whatever it is that we want. And it wouldn't take any effort to do so. So, the action and the work and the perspiration is what makes it all happen. But, we have to be patient. We have to persist. And so that really sums up a lot in that one simple statement from Napoleon Hill. And then I found this one. I never even heard of this lady, Nora Roberts, but I really like this one, and I'm going to finish with this, is that if you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. If you don't step forward, you're always in the same place. And I thought that was a really awesome couple of sentences that summed up really kind of the essence of success. You've got to go after it if you want it. You've got to be willing to ask. And if you don't move, you're not going to change, right? Things aren't going to change for you. And that's kind of what that quote is saying there. And so some really neat stuff there. I hope it's inspired you a little bit. I hope that it's given you some ideas. I hope it's something that will allow you to persist and move forward in your life in whatever aspect of it that you're looking for, whether it's your business or your health, relationships, or all of the above, right? Because we could always do better in different areas. And so I want to thank you for your time and your attention, and for listening to me on this webinar on creating success by intention. I know your time is valuable. I respect that. I appreciate that. And as always, if there's anything